Hello, not Manly here. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we're trying to launch another stationary satellite from this very high altitude launch point. And we are failing miserably at it. Hello, not Manly here. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are trying to launch another stationary satellite from a high location, and we are apparently failing miserably at it. Oh well, let's try again. Hello, not Manly here. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we're trying to launch a stationary oh, just forget it. As you can see, I'm getting a little tired of this, and this is my 9th or 10th or so attempt, and I got this thing yawing hard trying to get this thing prograde, in addition to SAS trying to get it prograde. And let's just get this thing to space and get this over with. This will complete our stationary satellite network. Anyway, we get up into space. We've seen this before. We detach the booster, we ditch that fairing, and we close our orbit. Well, that's a pretty high apoapsis, and I find that we don't have enough delta V to do this properly, but we try again anyway. I get this thing on its way out to stationary altitude, and then I find out that my target is a lot less than 120 degrees off from my position when I get up there. So I end up postponing this particular maneuver for a couple of orbits. Try to get the positioning right. Maybe we can still do this, try to salvage this mission. In the meantime, we've got 2 contract satellite insertions. One of them here from the Kerbal Broadcasting Corporation. We're trying to get this into really high Eve orbit, slightly inclined, but that's okay. The relays don't care. As long as they can find a ground station, they're fine. There's our first one, contract complete. We had another one that was retrograde, and these fiddling maneuvers are awfully tough to get, but eventually I get it down right, and we get our next high altitude orbit done. This one's retrograde though, but it'll still relay signals for us. And it is worth even more. Not bad. And now Doug Kerman has finally entered Gilly's sphere of influence, and he is getting gravimetric readings from high space above Gilly. Once we get those readings, we enter into a high Gilly orbit. We're going to get ready for the part test that we brought along. We need to be between 60 and 70 kilometers up. I set it to 69, give us lots of breathing room, and when we get down there, we get ready for deorbiting our whole craft. But don't worry, we're going to raise our periapsis back up after we complete the pot test. I mean, really, 5-6 meters per second. I think we can complete this pot test before we fall to the surface of Gilly. Okay, so when are we suborbital? We are below the surface, but oh, there we go. Now we're suborbital. So we get our pot test ready. There is our small hard point from C7 Aerospace in that little service bay. I don't know what direction to point this thing. I don't want this thing just leaving floating in space, so I try to point straight down. Hopefully this device detaches straight down and we won't have to worry about this thing floating around in space. There we go, staging is set, and of course it goes in the wrong direction, but that's okay. Contract complete. 200,000 funds just for taking that tiny little part up to Gilly. At least let's see if we can dispose of that service bay that we don't need anymore. So we point this straight down. Our trajectory is still suborbital. Look at that, 207,000 funds. So our orbit is still suborbital. We should be able to undock this thing, and it should crash into Gilly's surface harmlessly. We raise our PE back up. We're going to try to get those seismic survey contracts that are also worth lots of funds. Here we are just over top of one of them. And Doug Kerman's getting ready for his own landing on Gilly. Look at Doug, he's just enjoying this. He was trying to figure out what his brother was talking about. Now he can see for himself. Gilly is just a giant rock pretending to be a moon. Look at that. Oh, ever so gently. Not that it matters, this is Gilly, as long as they're not dumb. And there we go, we're touched down. Or maybe we're not touched down. Come on. There we go. Gotta do our seismic scan while we're touched down. And again, we take 2 of each of these readings because a single reading is not enough to get the full science. But we send out Doug Kerman to go and collect the science. Oh, looks like he's pushing the craft. Come on, Doug, let go of there. Just EVA jetpack your way out there and go collect the science. An engineer cannot reset science instruments, but he can still go take data. And that's all we need him to do out here right now. Look at that. Oh, don't let that capsule bounce off too far there, Doug. Go get it. Look at that. You could have so much fun selling visits to Gilly as amusement park rides. It's just unbelievable. We still don't have low space readings yet, but we're going to try to get there. The only problem is low space is 6 kilometers up and we are still above that. Yes, we are landed, but we are also still in high space. Go figure that one out. At least we can get our seismic contracts done. And look at that, contract complete. Doug has made so much funds for us on this trip. It's just amazing. And now he's going to go plant his own flag. Please rise for the national anthem. That is the adapted national anthem for our music. And there we go. We're going to try to get to low space somehow. Hopefully just going down this hill will be enough. We've also got to get low space gravimetric science over all 3 of these biomes. We got the surface ones for the highlands. Now let's get out to the midlands. And just like last time, all we had to do was go downhill a bit, and there we are at the midlands. We are finally in low space. On the way, we did get low space at the highlands. There we go. Go take the data. We got 2 copies of that negative gravioli measurement. There we go. Landed at the lowlands, and we get our seismic data and our gravimetric data again. Flying through this at full-time speed because, hey, we've seen this once before. And Doug's getting old hand at this. He's getting pretty good now. Finally, we are over the lowlands, and, well, he gets an EVA report that his brother missed up here. Good going, Doug. And we finally land at the lowlands, our last stop for Doug Kerman. We're not landed yet. Go on. There we go. Now we're landed. Let's get that data. Collect, take new fresh data. There we go. And that's it. Doug's mission is finished. Let us re-extend that antenna because now we don't have to do any more landings. Let's gently get back up into orbit around Gilly, which, well, let's face it, you could just jump up there yourself. But we do need to bring the science back somehow. So we're doing it this way. There we go. Back into a nice polar orbit above Gilly. Just like last time, I eject Doug outside of Gilly's sphere of influence so we can do this return maneuver to Eve. Again, we are burning retrograde and radial in some to try to reduce the amount of time it takes to get him back. And here he comes. Well, we'll set a cold one out for you when you get back to Eve, Doug. Have a good day. There we go. Look at that. Giant rock in space. 32 kilometers just like last time. Doug should come back safe. And now we finally get back to our last stationary orbit satellite. And this maneuver is 544 meters per second, but we don't have enough in the tank. We're down, off by 7 meters per second. Now by waiting, we did get the position right. There we go, 1, 2, 3. But this thing will fall out of sync eventually. But until that happens, well, I'm not manly. Fly safe.